countdown of the top 50 greatest groups in hip hop history, man. We're moving on up the ladder to find out that you know who was the greatest group in hip hop history. Here's the book that I did years ago. Now we're gonna keep on going with number 39, 39th greatest group in hip hop, Slum Village. The Village people, man. Detroit was supposed to be on the musical side home of the Motown sound, but don't rule out the impact hip hop on the city of Detroit because they would be Eminem or Slum Village. Slum Village was an influential group that was led by producer Jay Dilla. The other three people in the group was late Batin, LZ, and T3. Jay Dilla was a key part of a member of the Omar, producing hits for Q-Tip, A Tribe Called Quest, The Far Side, Common, De La Soul, and D'Angelo. So in 1996, the group released their first album called Fantastic Volume 1. This album was supposed to represent Slum Village as the successors to A Tribe Called Quest. The whole album was produced by Jay Dilla, but according to Batin, at the time, the comparison to Tribe wasn't legit because Slum Village was a contradiction and a paradox. Tribe was more tribal and peaceful, but Slum was nothing like that. The first album dealt with acquiring female interest and wealth. 2000, the second album would change things in terms of production from Jay Dilla with Fantastic Volume 2. The album had huge impact on the underground circuit and was proclaimed as the torchbearers for Tribe, who called it quits in 1998. Jay Dilla was lauded for his production style and featured soul claps and grooves that were subtle, but this production would be the blueprint for the neo soul, would be a direction that will take place in the coming years. Four standout tracks stood out from the album: Climax, Players, Fall in Love, Get This Money. Then the next album was Best Kept Secret, but not as good as the previous album. 2002, Jay Dilla left the group to pursue a solo career. Four more albums will be released from the group. Two members of the group will pass away prematurely. Jay Dilla died with blood disease at the age of 32. Batin died in 2009 at the age of 35. But Slum Village is one of the all-time great groups in hip-hop history. Definitely, I think they're definitely one of the greatest groups. That's why I put them on the list. Let's get into why this group is great. Slum Village is celebrated as one of hip hop's greatest groups because it revolutionized the genre's production through co-founder Jay Dilla's innovative, soulful, and swing-heavy beats. The effortless, conversational flows blended raw Detroit street grit with smooth jazz-influenced instrumentation, establishing a blueprint for underground soulful hip hop. That's what made them great. Now let's look at the landscape of how they impact the landscape on key pillars. Several key pillars is that the pioneering production value. Look at Jay Dilla's work on their first album. They debuted Fantastic Volume 1 and Fantastic Volume 2. Introduce a new style of beat making. That's the reason why I wanted to put them on the list, because of Jay Dilla. Yes, they did a thing with what they said, but Slum Village is one of the greatest groups, man. They are. And when you hook that up with Jay Dilla and the stuff that he was doing musically, and how he changed the style of beat making, he talked about the use of unquantized drums and chopped obscure jazz soul samples. He utilized an MPC sampler in ways that influenced other countless producers across modern hip hop. Then you got the blueprint for soulful rap. They've worked to find a specific era alternative jazz rap. Songs like Fall in Love, Get This Money prove that hip hop can be laid back, deeply musical, introspective without sacrificing spirituality. So we got that going on, and star-studded collaborations. Q-Tip, D'Angelo, Common, and Busta Rhymes. Their enduring legacy and resilience is one of the reasons why they one of the all-time greats. Stuff like that. Definitely pioneers in Detroit. That's why I put them on the list. Slum Village, 39th greatest group of all time. Right, so I'll come back at the bottom of the hour at 6:30. I'll be doing number 38. Who was the 38th greatest group in hip hop? You'll find out soon. Till then, talk to you soon.